can follow along, like Susan, some of the people that are still a little concerned. But this is, we're going to do it in this room. We have the social distance. I'm not wearing a mask because of the mic. We have at least, I don't know, 12 feet away from each other, so we're good. So hands up, ready, begin. Maria, ready, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and stop. Okay? Over the head to the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, 2, 3. To your left, 2, 3. Center, inhale, exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, 2, 3. To your left, 2, 3. Center, inhale, exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands on your waist, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, sure, 7, 8, or even back there, Deborah, yeah, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center cross. Knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Okay, hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Center. Rotating down. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Center. Hands up. Pull in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Okay, turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Okay, center. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing. See how this works. Lucian, is the sound okay? All right. It's good. Oh, I got the mic right inside the mask. Okay. I would do a couple more. Deep breathing. Inhale. Up on the toes. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Shoulder roll. Ready? And reverse. Okay, center, hands press, release, exhale, inhale. Breathe through the nose, inhale and exhale through the nose. And stop. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Okay, reverse. Okay, Sana. Bigger circle. Over the head. And stop. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's shift the weight. Hands, waist. Find the center. Shift your foot. So there's your balance point. So you try to get your spine over the supporting heel. So that's generally what happens. People are a little bit stiff in here, so they don't get all the way over, so it gets to be like that. So one of the things I've been working on is that you shift so your hip protrudes here to your foot. Will just with gravity, will just be attracted to that other foot. Once you find your center, that's it. Okay, then you go back, find your center, and just this leg will just freely come in because of gravity. So you don't need to put any strength there. Just delete the tension here, take that strength out, and then you can find your center. So that's what we have to do when we do our kicks. Okay, so we lift. Find your center. Shift over. Okay, good. Shake it out. Okay. Swing the arms. Twist the waist. Find your center. There's your center line. Okay, that's a big swing. Let's just kind of 45 degree it and kick the leg in. And center. Okay, other side. And center. Okay, side to side. Okay, center. And center. Okay, shake it out. Hands up. Pull an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's silk grilling. Go through silk grilling forward and back. Okay, switch. Okay, center, shake it out. Deep breathing. So silk grilling is this exercise to develop continuity of movement. But then, all these patterns and transitions that we build, we're trying to build timing and then referencing our body. So as I watch everyone do this, we should actually understand that, and there's a breakdown in the movement. So when we're here, the hands are both down here like this, right? So we can all do this. So this is mirror image. So I'm doing mirror. Oh, you want me to do it that way? Okay. All right. So when we're here, let's look at that wall. Okay. Now put the hand here. The left hand goes on your shoulder, and then the right hand goes to the hip, but you turn. You see, you're preparing the position and you're turning to here. That's, say, 1 and 2. And then this is like diagonal flying, 3. Now this bottom hand, your wrist should be seated. That means flex like that. Now this hand turns out like this. So this is about where the forehead is. Then you turn this way. Then relax the shoulder and drop down. And then you turn back to here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to here's 5. Okay, so what do you have in these transitions? You have this, right, a position. You have this, and you have this. Then it leads through here. So you have diagonal flying as a transition. You have part the horse's mane. You have the upper movement, say in fan through the back or Jade Lady work shuttle. So these are motions, they're transitions, but when we go through the form, there's numerous transmissions that are common. So the idea is when you do movements over and over again, your body develops not just muscle memory, but transitional memory where it's kinesthesia, is movement in space. So when we do this, we actually track the movements so that when you go through all the different points, the hands don't actually go simultaneously. It's actually sequential. So if I go like this and go like this, it looks kind of blocky and it looks like they're working together, but it's double weighted. If you want to avoid the double weighted, the hand has to come here and then it comes here, then it separates and then you start to turn, and all of the things that are happening to create that movement allow for sustaining of a position, moving, so that consciousness of your position is constantly evolving until that position, is sort of muscle memory in your system. Now, when we reference our body, we really only deal with this space and here, 45 degrees, 45 degrees. So if you watch me do this for a second, you'll see that the parameters of the movement only moves like this. That's something that's hard to track because proprioception for most of us is kind of in the frontal plane. We don't see what goes on beside us or behind us because we're not moving into those directions normally. So you have to create volume and movement. And the volume is that spatial awareness that you have within that space. So if you watch for a second, the hands go forward. So everything is being manipulated so that when you go through the motions, your body's constantly finding these positions, and there's a consistency. You see what I mean? So that's something that you have to have this, 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 and you have to. Those are all singular positions, but then you pass through them. The pass-through is what you begin to tie it together. So that's really programming something in here. So that order of movement really is built over time. So that's really, silk rolling movement is pretty complex. It's pretty complicated to get that to happen. So we just tried a couple of times together. All right, what was here? 1, so face that way. Now when I turn 2, 3, 4. Now while I'm going forward, this hand is seating. So the arm starts to straighten. You don't want it like this. You want it like this. And then once I turn, now once I get to this position, I relax my shoulder so it starts to go down vertically. And then you pass through again, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the timing between each maneuver gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Then it looks like it's all happening at once. But the goal is to get your body consistent so it happens. Then when you're doing in the form part the horse's mane or Jade Lady work shadow, you'll have these motions in there. But what's key is your back. You have to move this area when you turn, because if you don't work that area, that becomes dysfunctional. The lower back is where people are very rigid. So whether you're doing pushing hands, the back is involved. When you're turning and you're doing this, diagonal flying, your back is involved. The movement is not the arms. What you're doing is creating a position. Then you're turning. That creates the force from your torso. So that's the hardest part to develop is your torso. So we have hand, eye, body, waist, and stance, right? The hand and eyes, you have to track. The waist has to turn. The body form is the position, and then the legs is part of, maneuvering in the legs. So between the legs and the hands, we call it upper-lower coordination. So to build that coordination, the top and bottom, has to be tied through your torso. So that's something that you constantly have to struggle with because everyone's different. We all pick up things differently. And as you start to evolve, it'll open up a lot of, concepts we have, like sustaining a position. So this is sustaining the position. So this hand is moving, but it's not really moving. Physically, it's moving sort of in this passive way. Like this is moving like this. It's passive and active and passive and active. So it's a cycling through. So that passive and active relationship is a constant between here, here, and here. So your legs actually will be shifting all the way down. So that's what happens in the lower part. That's what happens in the upper part. So it's just something that you have to think about. All right, deep breathing. Now, something like silk reeling, because in a general class, everyone's going to be at different stages. But most of you have been doing this a while, so you should actually think along those lines. Okay. So then let's open and close. Okay. So here, your torso should only turn 45 degrees. So that 45-degree plane is right there. Your chest should be parallel to that. It doesn't turn all the way to here. Okay. In fact, you can't turn all the way to here without turning your hips. So your hips actually only move enough to take you into the 45-degree, and the torso moves. And drop your elbows, sink and relax the shoulders. Cross the forearm, and then open. Okay, switch. Okay. Circular movements, feet parallel. Okay, lower hoop. Round the shoulders out a little bit. Okay. Clear your thoughts. Tongue touching the roof of your mouth. Relax the hips. Sit into the stance. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Palms down. Lift. Extend. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Okay. Diagonal flying. Switch. Okay, center. Cloud hands. So while we turn slightly to the right and slightly to the left, do you feel like the body pressure from the body weight and the soles of the feet that you turn toward? So you should feel a little heavier on this side and a little heavier on that side. So you should feel a little bit of a weight shift. Now, if I did an extreme shift like we were doing in that drill earlier, you would shift all the way over. And you would be here. You would shift all the way over. And you would be here. So that's what substantial and insubstantial is. Differentiates from substantial and insubstantial. When the body weight gets to here, this foot is free to move. When the body weight gets to here, so we were to go through cloud hands with footwork just like in the Yang style, or when we shift, then we plant the foot and then the foot would go like this. Then allows you to step out. Now for every position that you move through, you have a counterbalancing of that weight. So while my arms are here, my leg is there. And then if I shift, it would be here. If I moved in the opposite direction, the same thing would apply. Now here, I'm like this. And then on this side, it's like this. So, is it easy to discover that relationship when you're just going through movements, just randomly waving your hands? But if you're taking it to a different level of consciousness, then your shifting of weight actually becomes this. Now your sensitivity gets heightened and your awareness becomes heightened. And if you want to avoid substantial and insubstantial, then the body will recognize that you're passing through. So that's the whole premise of doing the shifting of weight and the training, because as a prevention of age-related degeneration, one is balance, coordination, prevention of falls. If you control your center and you relax your legs, the tendency for you to respond better is because of that reflex action. When you train yourself to do certain things, especially movements that enter subconscious, it becomes reflex action. So reflex action is what allows you to recover from a stumble or from your body just releases and lets go. It doesn't happen if your body doesn't know this and is not aware of it. So what happens when you stumble or you react the wrong way is to tighten. Your body tightens because it's a defensive mechanism. That's part of proprioception too. But if something suddenly happens, your body will stiffen, and your reaction time's going to be slowed down because you can't react during that phase. So to do movement, the first thing you have to do is to relax, right? If my arm is like this, how do I bend it? I have to relax. So that's the whole premise of learning to let go. So when we think of relaxing, it's really not just a mind thinking. It's not just thinking through using that concept. It's really letting your joints go, letting your knees relax, letting your hips relax. That's kind of a training to let yourself know that relaxing is best by creating movement. So holding positions, which a lot of disciplines do, isn't really a good thing to do. I call that rigor mortis. Rigor mortis sets in, and do you know why rigor mortis happens? Do you ever think about why rigor mortis happens? No, because muscles need a chemical, it's called ATP, for the muscle to contract. And when you let go, for that muscle to release, the opposite group has to do that. So when you die, your body responds and it's in a position. But then when the heart stops, it can't produce that chemical anymore, so it doesn't allow the muscle to relax, so it stays like that. And that's why it happens. So if that's the case, how important is circulation? How important is getting those chemicals to work so you can balance the action between what happens in the musculature, because it's all driven by here. And what's driven by here in your heart, it creates the circulation through movement and the vessels. So you need to get that to happen and balance so your movements are free. Otherwise, we're walking around like this all day long. You know how exhausted you'll be at the end of the day if you're stiff all day long? So that's what happens. And one of the things with stress creates this tension in your body too. So people that are very stressed or uptight, it affects everything. It affects your breath, it affects your breathing. So that's why we should learn to deep breathly use all of this, because this is what expands and contracts in the breath. Even though it's diaphragmatic breathing, this has to be relaxed. If you don't relax this, then you can't actually get a good breath. So if you're just you're turning like this, that actually gets your body moving. But it doesn't move if you're just, like even standing in a plank position or lying in the plank position. It's great for your body to stand vertical, but it's really not great for circulation. It just tenses you. So if you want to avoid some of the tense stuff and learn to twist, you have to twist. So specificity of training, you have to do what you want to develop. So if you're trying to develop a turn, then you have to turn. So, conflict in movement is rigidity, so you have to avoid some of that. So anyways, so we did the cloud hands. Now we'll carry tiger to the mountain, right? Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fist. Okay, good. Strum the lute. Okay, center, thumbs up, palms together. And switch. And center. Extend, turn, draw the bow. Okay. Spread the feet, fan to the back. Okay, raise the hand. Okay. Shake it out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, relax for seconds. Yeah, so if classes get bigger, we ran actually classes over there, Deborah. Yeah, well, this is the first day back, right? Yeah. So you saw how small the classes were? So, because originally you were a little bit concerned about coming, right? So you can see that the space is still pretty big and spread out. We haven't had tremendous, return. I think we had like 4 people the last week, 4. So it's been slow. Hopefully Susan, Susan's a little concerned. Maybe she'll come back, seeing, there's a lot of, we run the class over there. There's plenty of space. So, any questions? No. Have you been streaming at all? Have you been watching any of it? Oh yeah, yeah. So they're regulars that have been tuning in. There's a woman in India that has been following, and Brazil, Colombia, Malaysia, um, and we have actually, if you don't know, we have the audio converted through CC, the closed caption, into I think 8 or 9 languages. So when we put the closed caption for in Russian, actually we got people in Russia to do it. So also people that speak Russian. So, anyways, actually, coincidentally, I had a friend that picked up the video, and I hadn't talked to him for about, well, I knew him from 40 years ago. So he dialed in and said, hey, it's been a long time. I talked to him the other day. So he's down in Florida. So, because he's connected. I have a few friends in California that's doing these, it's called WebExes. So he's going to try to hook up and join, talking to a couple of those friends from, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago, because when he lived in New York City, he was friends with a couple of these guys, or families. So anyways, okay. So the world is, through the technology, actually spreading. Okay, ready? We'll begin. This is the short form, Tai Chi Paradigm form. Preparation. Say that again? Yeah. Okay, she'll get a stripe for that one. Okay. Carry tiger to the mountain. Go to the left side movements. Raise the left hand. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, so let's go to pot the horse's mane. Sit back, cross over. So we use the mirrors to do the Jade Lady work shadow. So try to set up your hands. When we cross over, hold the position. Then we start to turn. Then go back to switching your hands to the neutral position during the steps. Because this is your final position. But once we make a maneuver, we have to start to move the hands so that you have that relationship where the hands are moving with the legs. So the transition between here and that corner, we have to start to move. We have to start to shift, and we end up back to this position. So that's something that has to happen to set up. So this vertical and horizontal position that we call the beginning style is always happening going through a neutral. So even if we're, say, just any position, even when we're brushing the knee, we have to set this up. If we do the repulse the monkey, we still have to set it up. So, you're setting up just to get a start position, and it defines, the beginning of that movement. And then going from side to side, which is this, you begin to tie it together with the legs. Now when we do the long form and we make a transition and we start to pivot, the hands actually start to move so that we can get to this position. And then even here, you have your pot the horse's mane. So to get into the routine of getting into neutral every single time. So that, yeah. Yeah. So the forehead position, it's not reaching, it's relaxed. If you reach, your shoulders will go up. If you relax, the shoulders will come back down. So this arc is created here. When we lift the hand and turn it out, that's your circle. Now this hand, this is called push. You know, grasses, sparrow's tail is made up of ward off, roll back, press, and push. So ward off is the round, push is this, okay, press is this, roll back is this, depending on which side it is. So here you are, you have this. Now push is this, so you have one of each. But where is the push directed to? If I'm leaning like this, I have a knee position and nose. So if I go like this, I have to turn. Because the eye, the hand, and the knee have to be in one line. If I'm like this, then it's the hand, the knee, and it's zigzagging. So it has to be supported by this back leg, so you're here. Okay, so even though, so in the corner, your hand should be the end, and this hand elbow should be in slightly. So to get the elbow in, you have to close here. See, so your elbow in would be like that. Just like when you push forward, your elbows are not like this. So the elbow goes out, that means your shoulder is twisted out. When you drop your elbow, then your elbow comes in, and this is so that's the line of strength. See, when we set up our joints, there's a natural position, and there's a position that's a little bit irregular. So to compensate for the misalignment of the position that you're trying to create a directional movement to, becomes, an added component of force. So the natural strength works the way the muscles are designed to work with that position. The unnatural would be the compromise, so you would use strength where it's not really necessary. But you can't find the natural position unless you relax and then create it. So, all these misalignment and positions are actually habits developed over the course of the lifespan. Like when an infant doesn't have any of this information, so there's no, real habits created at that first level. Then as you start to go through life, you start to pick up things. And how do we learn? We learn by mimicking. So what we think that's happening, you just copy and do it. So you're always doing things that are out of position. Until you do something that requires position, then you find out that there's an efficient way of doing things. Then there's a way of getting it done, but not necessarily the most efficient way, and probably not the best for you. So like you could be, doing push-ups in the wrong position, injuring your wrist, or throwing your shoulder out, or hurting your elbow. You could play tennis and not serve the ball right and have your shoulder injured. You could, tennis elbow. All of these things happen as a course of doing it the wrong way. But we don't know how to do it the right way until we go through this process, unless you're really guided through this. So we do a lot of things the wrong way. So that's hopefully why Tai Chi can help you, rework your movement so that you're more efficient. So that's one of the things that, but if it's preventing age-related degeneration and your body's overworking and doing things the wrong way, you will wear out the joints, create a lot of inflammation, and then you're moving wrong so that your muscles are not working right. Your ligaments and tendons are going to be affected. So, I talk about this because I've been doing this a long time. So my joints should actually be pretty bad, because you figure, overuse. But my joints aren't bad because even though I use them a lot, I'm not, I'm aware of it. I'm sensitive. In fact, this 4th of July weekend, I spent the whole weekend rebuilding stairs. And, that's pretty physical work. And, I'm not really used to that kind of work. But the thing is, I still get a little sore from lifting all this stuff. And you're holding positions, what I tell you not to do. But if you're carrying something, you have to hold those positions. But the body recovers a lot faster than you, because I wouldn't be here if I was falling apart, my legs, okay, and so forth. But the thing is, it's just using your body correctly and trying to not, using leverage and fulcrums and using your body correctly. Otherwise, you're going to hurt yourself. Um, right, Eddie? Eddie? Yeah, Eddie does that too. He moves ladders in here. So anyway, let's go through the long form. Let's see. Oh, okay. Ready? We'll go through the long form from the beginning. Strum the lute, close the door. Form the fists and punch. Divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms, left it, and tiger springs to mountain. Carry tiger to the mountain. Single whip. So these are your obliques. Fist under elbow. Insert the needle. Fan through the back. Turn, parry, and punch. Step back, retreat, form the fist. Here's your neutral position. Divert, block, and punch. Here's that transition, stepping up, neutral position, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip, cloud hands first set. Brush knee, left, right and left sides. Parry and punch. Turn. Let's turn, parry, punch. Okay. High pat the horse. Beat the tiger. So we're going to open, cross behind. It's almost like a Jade Lady Work shadow position, but we make fists. And we turn, lower the hoop, cross the hands, level the elbows, heel kick, 2 punches to the ear, parting leg, and turn. Parry and punch again. Form your fists, step up, neutral, punch, divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. And we're here, bring it down, carry tiger to the mountain. Obliques again, second set. Grasp the sparrow's tail, the single whip. Hold and reverse the ball. Diagonal fly right side. Pot the horse's mane 5 times. First one, second one, step up. Third one, left side. Step up. Fourth and fifth, right side. Cross corner, Jade Lady Work shuttle. Okay, we begin our spin and we start to maneuver the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stroke down, pot the horse's mane. Cross over, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Drop the arms, relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Sink your elbow back to neutral, grasp the sparrow's tail. Turn to the front, single whip. Second set of cloud hands. Single whip. Snake sticks out tongue. Invert the hand up, turn it down, pull down, step up, golden cockroach stands on one leg, step down, kick, opposite side, neutral position, relax, go back 3 times. Carry tiger to the mountain. Hold the ball. Shift, step up. Raise the hand. Bend from the waist. Stork flaps wings. Turn. Brush knee and push. Sit back, insert the needle. Step forward. Fan through the back. Turn. Parry and punch. Step forward, go to neutral, and punch. Divert, block, and punch. Step up, neutral position, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Third set of cloud hands. Single whip, and we're here. Palm strikes face. Single lotus. Brush knee, left side push. Step up, twist step, punch down to crotch. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Okay, final. Downward posture. Pull down. Step up. Cross hands. 7 star. Ride the tiger. Palm strikes face. Turn. Double lotus. Draw border, shoot tiger. Palm strike face again. Turn. Parry and punch. Palm strikes face. High pat the horse. Step up to grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold and reverse the ball. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, good. So one of the things that we have, this is neutral, strum the lute. Okay, so while we're focusing on that circle like that, right, and we're creating that, when we go through the center, if we're passing through, if we go like this, you have a lower hoop, right? So we're like this, there's one position, and then there's another position, and then there's another position, you see? So this is the lower, this is the vertical. So if my hands pass and create the geometry of the position, we have the triangle, we have the hoop, and we have the center line. So if we go from here to here to here, from here to here to here, you have to bring that bottom into the picture so that if you're going from, say, Jade Lady Work Shuttle like this, and I'm going to turn, and I go to drop the elbow and turn here. See, because horizontal elbow works right to left horizontally. So the movement, to be compatible with your movement, has to be turning like this. You see, so you add a line of components of the lower hoop, then back to your vertical, because the exchange between vertical and horizontal is a constant. You always go from vertical to horizontal. So you're missing the lower geometry of that position or the upper geometry position, depending. So movements in space have to be compatible with direction. So that's something that we have to pay attention to. So whenever we're in a position and we're going to move up, then we can have a completeness of this, because like you do in the Mudong, right? You have the lower hoop. You have to have this circle and this circle and this. You do deep breathing. There's your circle. You bring your hands up. There's your circle. The circles are everywhere because Tai Chi is circular. You know, there's everything in it is somewhat round, but it's only pieces of the circle. It's not complete. So you have to pay attention to those patterns because, you know, we're creatures of habit, and whatever we do in space, if we do it over and over again, it starts to become familiar. But unless it's familiar, or at least you're thinking along those lines, you won't actually pay attention to it, and it just you miss that part of it. So even when we're here and we turn, there's your circle. There's a compatibility of direction, because I'm moving from here. This is no different from brush knee. This is no different from that. Snake sticks out tongue, right? So I'm here. If I go like this is coming up. Jade Lady Work Shuttle. So here, the hand. So between here and here and here, you have these positions. You have these positions, but the brain hasn't connected, hasn't cross-referenced what those positions are within a new posture or within a different transition. So time is actually the fact that it really pulls all of that together, because now you've discovered. But, you know, without going through, you know, eons and eons of time, you can't really discover it without practicing it a lot. So the thing is, I point these out, you know, from my experience and also as the teacher, that we'll tell you that that's what's happening, and then you have to go to it and see if you can discover it. The other way is it's going around the mountain, get to the same place. You might not get there. So because time is kind of essence, right? So what do we have for time? So that's, you know, like Jade Lady Workshop. Let's just try that with the four corners. So we're here. Now when we sit back and we begin to turn, let's relax the shoulder and get it to come around. Then we find our position, drop the elbow, and we go to this corner if we're doing that. 2, 3, 4. Now the crossover, just like is just that. But when you're making the spin,
where you're turning and turning. There's multiple turns. So you have to have something to fill out the bottom. Because if one leg, if something happens below, something happens above. So if one leg moves, the other, one arm must move. If one leg moves, one arm. So you have that relationship. That relationship like this is always happening. But because we're doing it stationary, we're not moving. Now we have to see where that all comes into play. So that's how you evolve. So the interesting part of these type of movements is that you can constantly develop and evolve because it doesn't stop here. You know, it just stops if you think that it stopped, right? So, anyways, any questions? No? So we've been working on this. Each class will work on. Yeah, oh, it's good seeing you. So you can spell out on your own when you're ready to go. Yeah. So how's everybody been? Yep, you have a question? On Thursday, Thursday is streaming, but if you want to come, you can do this. We're going to be streaming because we have a lot of people that are not coming back, so I don't want them to not do class. So originally I was just going to do streaming and do live classes, but so many people decided that they're not ready. You can still evolve as long as you're doing it. I will be here live. I'll be here Wednesday. Actually, tomorrow I do 24 movement.